Recording.
So I am going to dig up some of the potatoes that are in here and see how they did. Let's see. Goes over there.
What? What?
Stop. So I'm going to dig up some of these potatoes that are in here, along with kind of weeding this as I go, and see how these potatoes did, if they did any good or not. I left them in last winter because they weren't very big potatoes, so I let them stay in so that, let's see if they would do better this winter. They look like they did pretty good. Some of these, like this one here, it's kind of squishy. What do I do with that bucket? So I'll put these in there, but some of these, I'm not sure if this would make a good seed potato for next year or not, but I'll pile it there. This is another one that's kind of soft. You can see that there's been bugs in here. Let's see what they look like. Oh, I didn't put my pocket knife in my pocket. Okay. There, that'll probably make a good seed potato. Potato there. Get some of these weeds out of here, because what I want to do after I get these potatoes out of here is plant some other plants in here. Like this potato here, that's not going to do anything. It's just a rotten potato. That one might make a seed potato. So I thought I would plant in here would be some like kale and some other good winter crops. Probably cabbage and we got some nice potatoes, some little ones. I think the little ones I'll keep for like seed potatoes for next year, which I might. I think I'm going to turn the pigs loose in one of these areas around here and let them root it around so that they can root the ground up, and I can plant some potatoes and stuff like that. Now we've been having a lot of stink bugs this year. Right there, that's a stink bug. Oh, he's all over the back of the shovel. That wasn't nice of me. But they've been really bad this year. The insects have really been bad this year. We didn't have much of a winter, for one. Little craps on you. we don't have any real heavy cold weather, then we get a lot of insects the following year. And we haven't had any real cold weather. This onion, we got seeds off of it this year. And you can see it didn't do anything. It didn't even get to be an onion size, so that'll go in the compost pile there with all these weeds. The wind's blowing, so it's blowing my weeds in the opposite direction I'm throwing them in. So once I get everything dug around, I'll come in here with a rake and rake a lot of this around too. Get rid of all these weeds. Turn this over and put some manure, rabbit manure underneath, grass underneath. Now the potatoes didn't get really big, as you can see, but I mean, they're edible. Actually, they did better this year than they did last year, because last year I didn't get anything except for little marbles. So I just more or less left these in the ground so that they would come up this spring. What I'll do is I'll turn the water on this evening and soak it really good after I rake it. And so I can plant tomorrow. I'm going to plant some, like I said, some spinach, probably some kale, cabbage, I also want to plant some like beets, some radishes, some carrots. Probably could even plant some green onions. They probably do okay before the real hard winter comes. If we're going to get a hard winter this year, I don't know if we will or not. Got over here. There's a mushy one. That's a mushy one. They didn't do fantastic, but they did. As far as I'm concerned, they did pretty good. And I'll probably plant a lot of those seed potatoes probably around March maybe. But they'll have plenty of time to grow. I mean, the soil doesn't look bad. I put all kinds of rabbit and chicken manure in it. Also, it has some potting soil in it. Oh, cut that one in half. I use that one to plant. Another one in half. I mean, these are like for stews and stuff, you know. Of course, I have to cut the bugs out. Like I say, these little ones be seed potatoes. Some of these just aren't any good at all. Now I'm gonna make a seed potato. I don't know about these little tiny ones, but we'll stick them in the seed potato section too. The ones that are mushy will just rot. They won't do anything. So I'll just throw them in the compost pile over here. You can see that something's really, really eating on that. I have more seed potatoes than I do potatoes. It's okay. Just give me a bigger plot to plant. Like I said, bring a rake in here and rake this up. And I think I'll leave those other potatoes down there for another day. Today to get this cleaned up enough to plant a few things. Some of this out of here by hand. Like I said before, this isn't the best soil here because it's all volcanic, and you might think that, oh, it's volcanic soil, it should be great. Well, it's not. I think all the nutrients and everything have been burned out of it when it's a volcanic. Actually, I think I might just let this sit overnight without any moisture or anything. Get some of this stuff, these roots, let them dry out. And then come back through with a rake and rake them some more. this is really dry anyway. We hadn't watered it in a few days. And it's been extremely hot. Nights are cold, days are hot. Typical Central Oregon high desert. This is a grape that we planted and it never came up. Well, it did, but then deer came in and munched on it. I didn't have it covered well enough, and I thought it would come back, but it didn't. So I will bring another rake, a bigger rake in here. This is just a hand claw, just to kind of claw stuff up. Get a lot of this stuff out of here, so hopefully I don't get a lot of weeds next year in spring. So you can see we didn't get much potato, but we got a few. I mean, it won't last us till winter, but it'll give us a meal or two. When I lived over in the valley, we grew potatoes, and we had so many potatoes, we had to give a bunch of them to the neighbors and stuff because we just had so many we couldn't, I was afraid they wouldn't keep all winter. And we had plenty for the whole winter. I mean, they kept all winter long, what we had. So, and the neighbors were grateful for the potatoes. So that's, I'm going to let this sit until tomorrow. And then I'll come in here and rake it again, wet it down real good, and then plant my beets and carrots and cauliflower or cabbage. I've already planted cauliflower in the greenhouse in a bucket, along with some Brussels sprouts. But as those come up, I'll start another bucket so I can have some rotating constantly. And then once I get this all planted, I'll come out the next day and finish digging all those potatoes there out, see if they did better than these down here. Those plants were a little thicker and a little heavier, so I think they might have done a little better than these up here. These weren't as thick. But like I say, I think we've got enough for a meal or two, and then we've got plenty of seed potatoes for next summer, and I'll thinking about putting the pigs over in the old garden area and letting them root around and root that soil up real good so that I could plant some other things. I'd like to get some corn, and this summer plant some corn and a lot of squash and stuff. The animals can eat the corn stalks and the shucks off the corn. The chickens and everything, well, they can eat the what's left over on the corn cob after we get done with it, and they will eat like any cucumbers that I don't make cucumber relish out of or pickles out of. And the pigs can eat them also as well.
I gotta go check and see what that is here. It's a giant pile of feathers.
So there's the blackberries. Now this side of the raised garden bed, I'm not going to do much digging in it because I've got to trim this here way back, and it's got some plants that have started, replanted themselves, so I'll have to dig those out and put them in another spot. And but yeah, there's the asparagus turning yellow, dying back. And I'll clean this out once they go down. I'll clean this out and see if I can get some more asparagus and plant some more. I think I'm gonna make this whole one bed. I think I'm gonna make it asparagus. We do eat a lot of asparagus. Here's our carrot seed. You can see how it's coming along. It's turning dark.
Are we missing any chickens? This is the chicken's feathers. There's a giant pile of them over there, and there's a hole where a raccoon could get in.
I don't think anything can get into that chicken pen because.
Come here. Sorry.
Anyway, please subscribe. Make a comment. Punch the bell when. That way you'll be notified every time we make a video. Upload a video. Push the like or dislike button. And I know it wasn't much exciting today, but hopefully it was enough. Anyway, I'm trying hard to keep my garden and my family in food. So I guess we'll catch you on the flip side.